Hi, Acadiana. I'm Meteorologist Dave Baker. Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Tropics. This is a pre-recorded version this time around, as things are very, very quiet across the Atlantic Basin and most likely will be staying that way for the remainder of the week. We've got beautiful weather here at home as well, lots of sunshine and some lower humidity. Check out the radar. Really not much going on locally. Everything's out in the offshore waters this time around and will likely stay there over the next several days. Traffic cams showing mostly sunny skies across the region. Good traveling, nice dry roadways, and things should stay that way for the remainder of the week with little, if any, rain expected and some comfortable temperatures to go along with it. So a nice ridge of high pressure building in with that drier air. We're going to see a little bit of moisture kind of sneaking its way back in here from the east over the next couple of days, but as far as any tropical weather, we're looking good. The local beaches are just fine. Panama City Beach looks awesome. We've got a lot of clear skies over at Orange Beach, full sunshine and a nice north breeze there at Dauphin Island and even at Cooperative. Things are clear and comfortable with a lot of sunshine, and temperatures going to push into the 80s later this afternoon and out to our west over toward Galveston. Again, another quiet day, and it's going to stay like that pretty much for the next week to week and a half. And as far as our waves, though, things are a little bit on the rough side thanks to that cold front coming through, so expect winds out of the northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas should be running about 2 to 3 feet. So let's go ahead and get started and look at the Gulf waters. And right now we are looking at the cloud cover associated with the frontal boundary that's still out there this afternoon, and that will just kind of hang there with the showers and thunderstorms. We'll watch for any potential development, but not expecting anything and really not a lot showing up in the models. Good news too for Central America. We got a bit of a tropical wave that's kind of worked its way in, but for right now it's just bringing some isolated showers there over parts of Nicaragua and Central America, and that's going to be the case here for the next day or so as that continues to move farther inland. The rest of the Caribbean looks pretty good. We've got a tropical wave that's approaching the Windward Islands, an upper level low that's north of the Bahamas. So really, again, unreal that it's this quiet out here for the peak of the hurricane season. September the 10th is usually indicated as the peak of the season, and that's on Wednesday. So again, to look at all of the tropical Atlantic and not see a whole lot out there, it really is pretty stunning to see that this time around. So the National Hurricane Center not expecting any tropical cyclone activity here over the next week or so. Now, those water temperatures are still quite warm, so even though there's nothing out there, it doesn't mean to let your guard down just yet, because we're just now reaching the peak of the hurricane season, and the northern Gulf Coast usually needs to still keep an eye out through the mid part of October. And even those areas that were hit with Hurricane Aaron that kind of cooled the waters a little bit, things are starting to modify and warming back up once again. The Gulf waters, the Caribbean waters, and the Western Atlantic all well above normal now. And fortunately, we have not seen any tropical systems cross this particular area. And one of the reasons why we're a little concerned about the Western Caribbean is later down the road toward the latter part of the hurricane season, the Central American gyre gets going. And sometimes you get some development over the Western Caribbean, but that's also where the highest amount of heat content is. The tropical cyclone heat potential is sky high there around the coast of Florida and across just to the south of Cuba and west of Jamaica over toward the Yucatan Channel. And unfortunately, that's an area that we see a lot of development during the latter part of the hurricane season. We do have quite a bit of wind shear out there, so that's kind of what got 91L late last week. It really wasn't looking too great on Thursday and Friday, but then the wind shear really kind of took over and some dry air as well. So it fizzling, that's great news. And as we look at some of our computer models here over the next several days, we'll just kind of forward them there and just kind of see if there's anything at all coming up over the next several weeks. But as we kind of fast forward the Euro model, again, ridge of high pressure just kind of stays out there over the middle part of the Atlantic. That would drift any tropical waves off toward the west, but as we go out here, let's see, we're about 9 or 10 days out, going into La La Land, really not seeing anything. Maybe just a little tropical wave coming off of the coast of Africa, again, about 10 days from now. The GFS, very, very similar. Remember, both of these models were indicating some tropical activity with 91L, but then quickly fizzling that out. But you can see that as we kind of go through time, that big ridge of high pressure stays there over the middle part of the Atlantic. Maybe a little bit of a blip there over the Yucatan Yucatan Channel as we get into about 10 days from now, but that, again, is so far out that you really can't bite on that just quite yet, especially when it's only one model that's showing that. Canadian model also showing just a few tropical waves working their way westward, maybe a little low on that frontal boundary out in the Gulf, but that would not be tropical in nature. And then farther down the road, getting out to that 7, 8, 9, 10-day period, a couple of waves moving across the Atlantic, but again, nothing real significant to show there for the next 10 days. Finally, the Icon model, which only goes out about 7 days, and it always likes to develop a number of different things. But right now, the Icon is also very, very quiet. Maybe a little tropical wave or a low-pressure area trying to develop about halfway across the Atlantic. But that would be about a week from now. So that's kind of far out there in the forecast, and a lot of times you just can't bite unless you got a number of models that are showing the same thing. Again, though, don't let your guard down, as we are just now reaching the peak of the hurricane season, which is usually right around September the 10th, which is Wednesday. And then we start the downfall of the amount of activity, but you can see even through the middle and latter part of October, we still have higher numbers of named storms than we do during the beginning of August. And August is usually kind of really the kickoff of the big part of the hurricane season, but so far we've only seen 6 named storms this season. And the forecast was still for 14 to 16 named storms. So maybe we'll end up with a lot less this time around, and hopefully none coming toward the northern Gulf Coast. Well, I hope you enjoy Let's Talk Tropics. I know this was a short one today. There's not a lot going on out there. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications. You can also hear my forecasts on our local radio stations, and I'm also on WBRZ Channel 2 on certain days of the week. You can catch it on cable, or you can catch it at WBRZ.com. Also, follow my social media pages both on Facebook and X, and thanks to everyone who subscribed to Acadiana Weather Today right here on YouTube. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Enjoy the rest of your Monday in this beautiful weather, and I'll talk to you on Tuesday.